BikeRadar's Bike of the Year is over for another year, and on the roadside we've tested 75 bikes back to back over the last 6 months. And in our category of climbing friendly bike, the Canyon Ultimate CF SL 8.0 Aero comes out on top. Canyon, since their very beginnings, have always been an online only model, so value has always been a key part of their success. Canyon being a German brand, their earlier bikes had a Germanic quality, so that means they maximise things like lightweight, they maximise stiffness. But then when you got them out in the real world, especially if you live somewhere where the road surfaces are pretty poor, they did tend to beat you up a bit. But lessons learned, especially coming from bikes like their Endurace, which was their more endurance-focused bike, and even coming from their expansion into things like cyclocross and gravel, lots of that technology is now feeding back. So this latest generation Ultimate is their most comfortable. But don't get me wrong, this is no Roubaix, it's not a Defy, it's not a Domane, it's not a comfort bias bike. It's still firm, but it's firm yet forgiving, and that's a really, really nice thing to have. It's not the cheapest of bikes at £3,250, but again, Canyon, coming back to value, this is an incredibly well-spec'd bike. Up front, you've got Canyon's one-piece carbon handlebar, which is a work of art in itself. When you're in the saddle, when you're grinding away and you're just holding onto those tops, it's a really nice place to be. It's got Mavic's brand new Cosmic Carbon Pros, really, really good wheel, and it's typical Mavic build quality, so you've got a super stiff wheel, really, really nice and responsive, perfect match to this bike. Out the back, you've got Canyon's VCLS carbon post, so you are getting that little bit of compliance off there, that little bit of comfort. Both the angles, the seat and the head angle, are in excess of 73 degrees. That makes it really kind of steep. It's a bike that you don't ever want to just relax and cruise around on. It's a bike that you always want to be going for it, always want to be attacking. This bike is really good at going uphill, but it's also really good at having top-end speed. They've been really smart with the gearing combination. We've got a Pro Compact up front, so that's a 5236, but they've taken advantage of the reinvention of Ultegra, so now it's got a much wider capacity. So at the back we've got an 1130. So a 3630 bottom gear is actually just a great light, super light spinny gear for those times when you're going uphill and you're a little bit in the red and you just need to just keep turning the pedals, keep those wheels moving. Then once you've crested the top, having a top end gear of 5211, my God, you can get some really serious speed out of this bike. This is a super light race bike, but this one comes with 28C tubeless tyres. Now, moving from a 23 or a 25 up to a 28, the level of additional comfort that gives you, it's phenomenal. It can turn a hard riding bike into a smooth bike, no doubt about it. And because it's tubeless as well, you can experiment with tyre pressures much more. This Canyon Ultimate CF SL 8.0 Aero disc, the name never gets any easier to say. Its combination of incredible value, brilliant handling, superb responsiveness makes it our climbing bike of the year.